Hello, how y'all doing? Welcome to Motivational Speaking with Erica. Please subscribe and like my channel. I'm on here to talk about marriage and divorces. People that are married, thinking about getting married, and thinking about getting divorced at the same time. I want y'all to know that in Malachi, in the King James Version, Malachi 2:16, it says, "For the Lord, the God of Israel, said that he hated putting away. For one covered violence with his garment, said the Lord of hosts. Therefore take heed to your spirit that ye deal not treacherously." So God is saying that he hates divorce. And the only reason for a person basically to get a divorce is if the wife have committed adultery or the husband have committed adultery. Now, don't get me wrong and just take this as that's the only reason to divorce a person, basically under other circumstances that we may have and go through. Because if your husband or your wife is dangerous towards you, your children, or family, or anybody to itself, then I would say divorce the person, because I know God wouldn't want us to stay in a marriage that is somebody that's going to be very, very toxic and dangerous to our lives and our health. I look at so many websites every day of young girls, women, and wives and stuff like that getting killed by their husbands. So by no means would I say stay in the marriage if your husband is really, really dangerous towards you and himself, to where he's going to be a destruction and kill you and hurt you badly. But as far as divorce, it's just things that we have to work on and pray about and bring God into our marriage, because he says that he ordains marriage, and what he put together let no man asunder is what it says. Now, I haven't went to all those scriptures, but you can look it up and just say, ask what chapter would I find that God says what he put together let no man asunder, and that he ordains marriage. Now, I'm on my third marriage, and I have been married to my husband for 7 years. We've been together 9 years total. When I first got with my husband, I know I wasn't the best wife, and I'm still not the best wife. And he wasn't the best husband, and he's still not the best husband. But as far as being abusive or putting me down with hateful words, or fighting on me and stuff like that, and trying to hurt me or any type of way like that, he's not like that. But certain things that men do, like that we want from our husbands, and certain things that husbands probably want from their wives, we don't always give it to each other as far as attention. Like, I just like for my husband to show me that he's affectionate and attention, and that he loves me, that he's there, he's paying attention to everything I say. If I buy a new outfit, then he noticed that new outfit, stuff like that. Just small things. Go out to eat, watch a movie together, spending quality time, stuff like that. Just simple things as being married. Now, we don't have to be up under each other all the time. But in my first and second marriage, I wanted a lot from my first marriage. And my second marriage, he was very, very schizophrenic and abusive. So that marriage didn't last long, and probably some of my ways too that caused the marriage not to go as well. And like I said, my first marriage, he just wasn't very attentive wise, like showing all attention and love and affection that I wanted as being his wife, stuff like that. But he wasn't a fighter either. He wasn't abusive. But that second marriage, I did have to get away from, because he was a fighter, and he was very, very, very abusive and very jealous of me after a while of being with him. So that's the reason why that marriage didn't work on the second marriage. And the first marriage, I just wanted more, and I wasn't getting more of what I wanted. And I thought it was best to leave the marriage, which it wasn't. And I should have tried harder. But as you get older, you grow in mind, and you grow spiritually and stuff like that. So now with my third marriage, I've grown a lot. I'm 49 years old, and I have grown a lot through the years, and I've become a lot wiser to understand what it is that I need to do. Because in this marriage, I feel so unhappy that I just feel like he didn't love me. He, wasn't very, very attentive towards me, affectionate and things as I really wanted him to be. And it's just like a lot of stuff, other stuff that was going on other than that, that I just, how you, that's why when you with a spouse or whatever, you're never supposed to tell your family members or friends about your spouse or tell them anything bad about what they said or what they did, because it does nothing but bring a lot of confusion into your home towards you and towards the person that he may have told things to that may not be true, may be true, and then they leave out the part about what they do. So everything that goes on between you and your husband or your wife at home is supposed to stay at home. It's not supposed to be everybody's business about what you have going on and what the person have done towards you or anything, because all it's going to do is make them not like the person. But you're going to still be there because you love the person and you have forgiven them. But the other people may not have forgiven the person that you complained about or talked to them about, to make them seem so bad at the time. And it may not even be as bad as they explaining it or telling them about stuff, but it still causes a lot of confusion. So with our marriage, it's just like, things that I feel like he should have kept amongst us. And I don't get it wrong, get it twisted, because I have told some things too, but it's a lot of things I haven't told, because I feel like, why talk to somebody about my problems when I know if I go telling them about my problems, they're going to throw it up in my face about how, oh, you said he did this, oh, you said he did that, and this and that, but you still with him. I don't want to hear all of that, because no one's relationship or marriage is perfect or better than mine, and mine is not no better than anyone else's. We're all going through something to where we have to figure out if we're going to be together or stay together. So anyway, I've learned to pray more about my marriage, more and more about my marriage. I actually found a prayer from my husband online on YouTube, and it was so beautiful that I prayed that prayer, and things are seeming to turn around a little bit, for us and stuff like that. It's not as bad as it used to be, because it seemed like we was going through so much that I didn't know if we were going to make it or not. But God has turned things around basically to making it work out for our good, to where we can try to somehow fix it and make it sustain our marriage to be better towards each other. I'm learning how to be a better wife every single day, and he's learning how to be a better husband every single day. I'm 49 years old, and I don't care from this point on to as I get older and older, I'm still gonna need more things to learn. I'm teachable, and I'm able to learn, and I'm able to do anything that somebody try to instruct me in life, that if they have a good advice for me that I feel like that I can take and that I can listen to, that is really, really good advice, I'm teachable, and I can catch on to that. And also I was reading in Ephesians 6:12 and 19. I started with 12 and 19 because it gets to the main part that I want to get to in King James Version. It says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, and having done all to stand." It says, "Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. And for me, that utterance may be given unto me, that I may open my mouth boldly to make known the mystery of the gospel." So with me reading Ephesians 6 and 12, for where it starts out and says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." I know that it's not us that we're fighting against. We're not fighting against our own flesh and blood. We're fighting against the wickedness in this world. in high places, as it said, and principalities and stuff like that. So we have to learn how to rebuke and resist the enemy at all times, because he's going to come. He's going to come after you and come after your marriage, and he's going to do all he can to destroy you, to tear you down, to tear down your marriage. You have to be a fighter, to fight all you can, to know that no matter what, no weapons formed against you shall prosper, because the devil is going to do all he can to make you fight, argue, fuss, and cuss. Because like I was saying in the beginning, it's like in our marriage we had like our little problems, but it's like it seemed like it got worse and worse and worse and worse. And I was like, I didn't know if I want to stay married. But I had to read, and I had the Bible, and I had to pray and ask God to help me through this marriage, because I didn't want to truthfully leave my husband for something that I know that we can fix. And I know he didn't want to leave me for something he knew that we can fix, because it was very fixable. It wasn't just like it was just toxic or anything that bad, where we was fighting and pulling her and scratching each other up and beating each other down and stuff like that. It's just like, but mainly arguments. And, it's not worth it in a marriage. If you really, really want your marriage, you have to pray for it. Fight for it. Don't let nothing and no one tear it down. Don't let nobody break it down, and do all you can. Just stay prayed up and love each other. Because when that person is gone from this earth and you didn't fight for your marriage, when you know you really love that person, then, you feel like you could have did things a little differently and better, you're going to regret it. So love them while they're here and give them their flowers. I am not the same woman that I was when I met my husband, before we got married and after we got married. And he's not the same husband, boyfriend that I had before getting married to him. And since we've been married now, we change every day. Nothing stays the same. We change every single day. So as this world is revolving around, so are we. We are revolving and changing every day to be better, and make things better in our lives and getting wiser. Now that depends on you and your mind frame. Are you going to be the person to be wise, or are you going to be the person to continually live in destruction and bring yourself down? Think about that. So what I want to say to you people, if you have any questions you want to ask me in the comments, if this was something that you needed to hear and that you wanted to know about what to do with your marriage, do all you can to stay in it. Work it out with your husband. Work it out with your wife. Pray for her. Pray for him. And ask God to deliver the both of y'all, to bring something into your home, and invite God into your house. If you're a person that believes in God, invite him into your house. Invite him to go everywhere you go and everywhere you step foot on. Invite him to be there, because you know what? He loves you. He's never going to leave you nor forsake you. You just stay prayed up and continually do what you have to do as a husband, and do what you have to do as a wife, and be a praying wife and be a praying husband for each other. Because a family that prays together, guess what, baby? They stay together. If you pray together, you're going to stay together. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a beautiful and blessed night, and know that God loves you, and so do I. God bless you. Have a great night.